so deep. Gaming history, secrets it keeps. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Chris from the Soul Jackson's Media Grounds, movie reviews and gaming sounds. Eric the Professor, knowledge so deep. Gaming history, secrets he keeps. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Nathan the 8-bit legend, old school cool. Retro games, he's the rule. Travis the PC master, tech so fine. Building rigs, crossing the line. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. So grab your snacks and settle in. The Garage Gamer show is about to begin. Late night with the Garage Gamer, let the gaming fun begin.
What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? This is Late Night Live, episode 61. And we got a ton of people in the chat I want to say hi to. Galaga Guy 88. What's going on, my friend? Some guy named Asa Jack's Media Grounds. J Rod. Thank you, sir. Meatball Saucy. Thank you. Good to see you, my friend. Mike Hawkhurts. Good to see you, bro. So thanks, everybody. And some guy named Eric. I don't know who that is. We'll figure it out later. What's going on, everybody? And let's see. I don't know if that there's another guy that's missing here, Dathan, and the professor. He's up at Seattle for Emerald City Comic-Con this weekend, so maybe he'll make an appearance, maybe not. I don't know. I do have some of his pictures I'm going to share, so we'll see if he makes an appearance or not. I don't know. But Asa Jack's Media Grounds, Chris, how are you, sir? How was your weekend or your week?
Good. It was a good week. Go on to a new job next week, but I played Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay. How was it?
It's good. But I feel like I have to do it in sections. So when I do a hunt and then I stop and come back to another one. But there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't like hold your hands. So you have to try and figure out a lot of stuff. And I like the fact that instead of leveling up your character, you have to get items in order to increase your armor and your gear in order to level up. So your defense goes up based on upgrading your gear, and your attack power goes up depending on how you upgrade your weapons and everything. And then I also bought Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, the remastered edition. So I gotta give it a try. Oh,
who's this guy?
Dathan. He looks like he's hanging out in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's our safe word. All right. Eric.
Hello, friends.
How are you? How was your week?
I'm well. Week was pretty good.
Play any games?
I did.
Buy any toys, whatever?
No toys, but I played Ring Fit Adventure for the first time in many, many months. And the last time I had played it was like 6 months before surgery. And it was like, hey, you haven't played it in a while. Do you want to scale the difficulty down? And I was like, yes, I do. Thank you for asking. And then I played for about 20 minutes, and I was totally beat up by that game. I was kicked my butt. So
wow, you got a good workout.
I did. Well, I mean, I didn't, but for me, I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 20 minutes of that was enough. Maybe I'll play it some more later next week. But and then I played more Inscription, as per Chris's recommendation, and I beat that game, or I think I beat that game. Hard to know.
Nice.
But yeah, that was fun, and that's what I did.
You get a clap whenever you beat a game. Good job.
I'll take it.
Travis, the PC
Good
master. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm apparently working on building rigs, crossing the line, as I was able to get a couple video cards the last couple days.
Oh,
really?
Did you have to wait in line anywhere to get one, or?
I did wait. Actually, I started a line, and then
really?
everybody left disappointed, except I ended up randomly the Best Buy employee that I was just talking to after, like, just because I wanted to take my break from work. That was the whole point of actually leaving and starting this GPU hunt, was I just needed to get away from work. And it wasn't time to go back yet. So I was just chatting with him, and then he said, "Hey, do you care which model you get? Because we oddly enough have one throughout in our entire store inventory, and I'm ordering it for you now. Let's see if it goes through." And then 2 seconds later, he said, "Quick, put your card over there." And then I did. And then it purchased. Yeah, because Best Buy wasn't supposed to be able to in-store order cards for people. It was supposed to be online only, and bots grabbed them the minute they were all released. So I lucked out of the 30 people that were there. I ended up getting one that is getting here tomorrow.
Cool.
And then I was sitting at home working, and then I got a bloop notification on the Discord channel that I'm in, where inventory levels are monitored, that there was a 5080 as well that opened up. And I accidentally bought that one because I was testing. I didn't think you'd be able to buy it. So I was just confirming what everybody told me, that you can't buy them at all, because they've been trying for weeks and I was only trying for a day. And they were like, you can't buy them at all. The bots grab them straight away. Newegg will tell you can buy it, but you can't. And so it was Newegg. And so I was like, let's see if this works. So I clicked on it, and it said, update your payment info. So I took time to do that. And then I updated the payment info, and then it said order has been placed. I thought that there'd be one more step, but there wasn't. So now I've got
did you get the
5080 on its way.
Okay, what was the other one? The AMD?
Yeah, the AMD 9070 XT.
Cool.
So both places have good return policies. So either I will make somebody happy at Newegg that can buy my return, or I'll make somebody happy at Best Buy that can buy my return, because I'm not about that scalping business. So unless one of my friends wants it, and then they can go ahead and just get it from me for $1,000 more than I paid, because I am about the scalping business for my friends.
For your friends, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I got to put up with you morons.
I got it.
That's just the tariff, the Travis tariff that happens with my friends. No, I would actually just, if my friends did want it, then yes, I would part with it at what I paid for it, obviously.
Cool.
But other than that, it just goes back to Best Buy, and somebody is pleasantly surprised that there's an open one sitting there.
Well, the reason I asked,
They even get an open box discount, actually.
Yeah. Browsing the internet today, I just saw a whole bunch of people waiting in line to get video cards. So that was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't today though. It was the AMD one specifically is what everybody was told, that all of the stores would have massive amounts of inventory, and that wasn't true at all. Now, Micro Center was the store that had a decent amount of inventory, but Best Buy had none at the store level. And so the people that were there, they waited, they left disappointed. And I actually, after I got that 9070 XT, I was talking with a couple that were in line behind me. And they technically were there first, but they were lazy and just sitting in their car. And I got there 20 minutes before store open, and it was a nice day outside, which is rare in Oregon. And I wanted to get out anyway. So I just got out and then stood in line, waited at the door. And so I created the line. And so then they got out and they were second in line. I actually left and went out to my car after I got that one ordered. And I went back in to find them and tell them, hey, I've got one on order that I'll just sell to you at cost when it gets here. I kind of felt bad because I don't technically need the card. It's just to kind of keep me busy for a couple days. So that, but yeah. So,
this is how scalpers get started.
What? No, I wouldn't do it. Like I took I actually regret. So I had a 4090 and I sold the 4090. And as I was boxing it up, I regretted selling it because it was a great card. But I just wasn't using it a lot at the time. And I did think that with the 5000 series that the 5080 would one up the performance of the 4090. And it hasn't. It's like 10% slower than the 4090, which is the first time NVIDIA's done that in a graphics card release. So I do have seller's regret on the 4090, but I actually sold that for far less than what I could have. And I think I ended up losing $80 on the deal over shipping from what I paid for it. So I won't break that rule where I won't sell it for more than it's worth until it's like 30 years old and considered an antique. So
Don't want to break your own rules, right? Yeah, you're like
that's
Batman.
It's just a me
you have that
thing,
one rule.
Yeah,
Batman has his one
that's
rule.
not my one rule. I've got a million of them. But trust me, it's the misery that is this household. But but yeah, when it comes to that, I just don't feel to me, I don't know. I'm not about that. So that's just me.
All right, cool.
No shame on people who are about that, though. I understand that's how market works. Other than that, gaming. I played Inscription.
Oh, you're playing it too.
Yeah, and I played that stupid game for quite some time, only to find out it's a dumb Nintendo game. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I'm still kind of playing it, but yeah, it kind of lost its momentum for me, to be honest. But yeah, I'm still chipping away at it. I think it is interesting. It is clever. I would give it a recommendation thus far.
All right, cool, nice. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad
I jumped on the bandwagon.
Playing it.
Yeah. Now it's your turn, and then Dathan can say it's stupid, and he's not going to play it because everybody's playing it.
Let's talk to Dathan. Dathan, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
It's going. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be in this room right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long until they kick me out.
Is it another stairwell or what's going on?
It is on the second level by the meeting rooms, but there's no one here, so you'll hear a lot of background noise and stuff from the street back behind me. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be in here, but we'll let it rip. See how long it takes for them to kick me out. So if someone walks by, I'll ask if it's okay. But.
Now, are you with your buddies there? I saw these guys.
Oh, that's Eric's. That's Eric's
that's Eric's
right there.
These are my people.
That's Eric's group right there.
That one
Some
guy's got
live
Eric's
LARPing.
pants.
What is this?
So
looks like are they doing a crucifixion here? What?
So about 5 seconds after this photo was taken, an all-out LARPing brawl just took over from where I was sitting.
That's great.
And I immediately thought of Eric. I just thought of, their parents need to come pick these guys up because this is not acceptable.
That's great.
But tell everyone where you're at and exactly.
So I'm in Seattle at the Emerald City Comic Con for the weekend. It's going okay. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot more people than I thought. I was going to be making appearances today. It's going good. I accomplished everything I needed to do yesterday and today. So tomorrow is just going to be. I think I'm going to go. There's a screening of the Firefly, the Serenity movie, which I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Ever.
Yeah.
So I think I might go watch that with all the Serenity people.
Yeah, there's a lot of them there. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
We just saw a picture.
And what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
I did a comic book deal today, which I never do.
Oh, really?
Yep, I did that today.
What'd you get?
So I traded my Walking Dead #1 that I had for like, I don't know, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I traded it for a Doctor Strange first appearance and a couple other things.
Cool.
Oh, where did Doctor Strange have his first appearance? I don't even know that issue.
Strange Tales 110.
Okay.
Wow. Is that from like the 70s?
Golden Age. Yeah, I think it was late. I want to say 76, but I could be wrong off by a few dates. Keyboard Chris knocked that out for me.
Does the condition look pretty good?
It's okay for what it is. It's probably worth maybe about 19 to $2,000. I want to say, give or take.
1951.
And then there you go. And then I got a first appearance Black Knight Avengers. It's a low grade, but
Wait. The first appearance of Doctor Strange happened in 1951?
Hold on. It's the way they titled this. Strange Tales #1 to 1951. It was actually published July 1st, 1963.
Okay. So the title started in 1951.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yep. So I was a little hesitant at first because I don't usually do stuff like that. But I've been sitting on this comic for a long time, so I think it was time, and it's not going to go up or down, so I'll just get rid of it now. So, but yeah, other than that, the Comic-Con's been going pretty well.
I got some more pictures that you sent.
Did I send more pictures? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Who's this guy?
That is Cal Dodd. He voices Wolverine in X-Men '97 and the OG.
Are those the only two series that he voiced in?
What's that?
Are those the only two series that Cal Dodd voiced Wolverine in?
Yes, it was just those two. And I was talking to him, and he was saying that he is all done with season 2, and he starts season 3 at the end of this month.
Cool.
So I was like, wow, they're taking that long to get season 2 to be released. So we'll see.
Does he actually have claws in his hands?
No, they're like those metal things that you can get at like Spirit Halloween or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He had it medically inserted into his fingers there, so that's.
It's possible.
That's cool. But so they already did the audio for season 2, but that's not going to even get released until 2026.
Yeah, and I was looking after he told me that. I was doing some research, and apparently Marvel Television has a lot of stuff in the works, so that's kind of on their back burner a little bit right now, I think, until they get all these other things taken care of prior to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, and then who's this guy?
That is, I can't even see it. That is Ross Marquand. He voices Professor X.
Oh.
And he also voices Red Skull in Infinity War. Avengers. But I've met him a few times, and he's a really nice guy. And he's in The Walking Dead.
You're right. He is in The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like in season 4 or 5, I think it is.
Did you see any of the transforming Grimlock figure? He probably already has it. Is Robeson there?
No, Robeson's not. They're down in Los Angeles. TFCon's going on right now down in Los Angeles. I think they're down there.
Oh, I decided not to go to TFCon this year.
Well, I'm going to a TFCon, but it's not the one down in LA. Because that's the one that Eric and I are going to Chicago.
Wow. I guess this is true. Are Transformers fans just a bunch of assholes? All right.
You tell a joke and you're the only one that laughs. Did you notice that?
What I find odd is The Walking Dead issue 1, Dathan, that is like that was done by Image, right?
Yep.
And so you would think that, I mean, this is what I don't know about comics. When they do a first pressing and a first run of a series, don't they do like just 1,000,000 of them, or
No.
are they pretty limited in the beginning?
So with that particular issue, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. With that particular issue, I think their initial run was 10,000 comics.
Oh, okay. So it is rare.
At the time, yeah, it was rare. And when it came out, a lot of comic book stores had a tough time selling it. So what they did was they ripped the covers off and sent them back to Image to get credit back for it.
Yep.
And then the show came out. And as soon as the show came out, that's when everything changed. It just skyrocketed in price. So that's why. And when the show ended, however, they've done like spin-offs and all these different things now. So when the main show ended, I think that's when the comic price didn't really plateau. It more so just kind of leveled off to the point where it's not going to go up or down. And if it does, it's going to be maybe by $100 or $2.
Okay. Yeah, that's so interesting because I had been under the assumption that like that only comics that are old and have been just abused and lost and all of that were worth money, right? And that now when a comic book purchaser and fan, not even having to be a collector, buys anything, I figured that you guys just read them with like white gloves just in case, and then you kept them filed away.
Yeah, well,
safely.
most people, they'll buy with a lot of comics, there's so many different covers now, cover variants and all these different things that come out with it. And comics that come out now, if people know they're going to be rare, they'll buy 3 or 4 copies of it, and they'll read one and they'll send one in to get graded, or 2 of them to get graded, or however.
Wow. Wow.
So
So they bank on the fact that it's an investment at that point because they're like, this is going to be rare.
Yeah, there are some that you can actually kind of, that are going to be somewhat rare. I think the last big one, I think, was a long time ago. It was the Death of Superman. I think that was the big one that was going to be rare, and a lot of people went and bought that. And I think, and the last one that I kind of remember really was, I want to say in 2014 or 2015, it was a Ninja Turtle comic, and one of the Ninja Turtles died. And so that was a big one too, because that had never really happened. I think that was Donatello died, I think. And so that was an issue that you couldn't really find anywhere. And they did second printings of it later on, but they weren't first printings, but they were just kind of third or fourth.
Off stream, remind me to tell you about my dad's mishaps with trying to buy things that are going to be rare. They're entertaining nonetheless. So anyway, yeah, that's cool. That's interesting info. Like, that's interesting. I had no idea. So yeah, that's cool.
But one thing about this convention is that there's only maybe 6 or 7 comic book vendors here.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. They said there's like 12 or 15, and I'm like, I don't think so. They're not looking around. I'm like, I can probably just, looking down from the top view and count them all, but I don't think it's 12 or 15. So.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was there when the Death of Superman was released, and I at least got 2 copies. Chris, you probably got 1 or 2 as well, right?
Used to have it. I actually sold off my comic book collection back in 2017.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I had Death of Superman, and I think the comic you're talking about with the turtle that died was the last run. And
no, that was it was.
They're all dead in that one.
Yeah, they are.
Except Michelangelo.
I don't know if it was what series it was part of, but this was probably maybe 10 years ago when the comic came out.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Meatball?
Yeah,
Saucy?
Meatball.
Comics are a great investment opportunity.
Don't
I've got my retirement tied up in Pogs, so I'm
collect don't collect NES cartridges, whatever you do. Like, that's insane. Like, I don't know anyone why they would do that, but yeah.
I mean, that's like someone buying like Marvel figures and putting them on your back wall back there. That's
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they're just stupid repaints.
That's like someone buying toys just because they see them at Target. I mean, who
Oh
would
yeah,
do
and
that?
what someone like buy? What's this, Dathan? What is this?
I send you a picture of that. What's inside?
No,
What's
just
that?
the box.
No,
I saw
just
the
the
box.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
I was
Take it
waiting
out
for
of your
some
backpack.
unboxing. Yeah.
What is this?
I'll send it. I'll post a pic in the Discord before I go to bed tonight.
Okay.
Well,
I thought I
how's
sent you-
it?
I thought I sent you 2 pictures. I thought I said it was that one and there was one later.
No.
Because I was making a
That's
joke
all I
like, "What's
got.
in the box?" I was making a joke like, "What's in the box?" And it's not Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Yeah.
But it's Transformers controller. That's what I was.
It could
going
still
with.
be Gwyneth Paltrow's head for all we know.
That's true. It really did. Yeah, I'll post a picture later tonight.
And are you
Or it could be that SNL video.
are you gonna meet Denise Richards? What's the info there for Travis?
There is no info. I think she is only across the street at the other building, and I'm not.
Oh,
going
you
over
know
there.
where she's staying?
She's here.
No,
She's
that's
there,
they're this is set up into 2 separate buildings. There's like the main
Oh.
convention, and then the other convention that has the photos and the autographs and stuff.
Yeah. If she's smart, she'll stay over there.
So you don't know what hotel she's in?
No,
Okay.
no. There's like 15 hotels that are within like a quarter-mile radius of where we're at.
Chris is
Yeah.
googling it right now. Damn, I don't have too many comic books. Maybe some Transformers, a little bit of Spider-Man, some Dragon Ball Z, some Fist of the North Star. Oh yeah, and Spider Ham.
So
Those trying to
So
say.
at the line that I started at Best Buy to get the 9070 XT, there were 30 people in the line. And out comes Best Buy employee 5 minutes before opening. And I'm waiting for him to say, "Hey, here's like how we're going to do the video card thing." Instead, he says, "Hey, are you all here for the Pokemon something release?" And then I said no, and I
Everybody
figured
else.
everybody else would say no. Half the people said yeah. And then he said, "Okay, well, they made a mistake. That's not released until tomorrow." So of the 30 people waiting for the video cards, 15 left because they were really waiting for Pokemon cards
Wow.
at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know
Jesus
Best Buy was
Christ,
like the
my
place
God.
to go get Pokemon cards. But yeah, apparently
did you get some
those are a
Pokemon
collector thing,
cards?
too.
Did you get some cards?
I asked the guy because my daughter is buying the Pokemon cards now. She's gonna, she might go down that road, I think, of becoming a collector. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, what's the deal with those cards?" And then he said some stuff at me, and I kind of just tuned it out. Because I was more focused on the sketchy guy that was next to me.
There's some video out there of there's 2 guys fighting in front of one of the Pokemon kiosks. Did you guys see that? Like, I didn't.
Really?
Maybe I
so
should have
that's
clipped it. But like,
my daughter. My
whoa.
daughter had me go out to take her to go to one of those kiosks to get a Pokemon pack, and she's like, "Yeah, online people are saying that the Pokemon kiosks are like the best place to get these things."
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, GameStop just removed pre-orders for them.
For the cards,
Like they won't allow you to pre-order the Pokemon cards anymore, and people are upset about that
well,
because it's like, oh, we want to be able to.
yeah.
And they're like, we want to allow access to everybody, not just the bots online.
I will say that the people that were not that I'm trying to stereotype Pokemon players or collectors, but the people that did leave, they seemed like a random group of people that were there.
Oh,
Like,
did they look like this?
No, they did not look like that. They looked. No 2 people looked the same stereotype of the people that were leaving.
None of these people don't. Look
These people
exactly
all
the
look
same.
the same stereotype. These people belong together. The only
Where's
thing they're
Dathan
missing
in this
is their
picture?
leader, Eric.
Where's Dathan?
He's off
in
to
this
the
picture?
side taking the picture.
I'm taking the picture, dumbass.
Yeah.
What do you
No,
think I'm
you gave your
doing?
photo. You gave your camera to someone to take.
Group pick. Yeah, I just found that interesting. Speaking of collecting stuff, like I did forget that happened, and then yeah, that was one thing of interest at the Best Buy trip.
Oh, memories. All right, so let's get to the main meat and potatoes here. So I wanted to talk about Acclaim coming back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody
Yeah.
Did anybody go to the launch party for?
No,
D&D?
nobody
Oh,
went.
okay.
Oh, I thought you went, Eric.
No, I was thinking about going, but when I looked up on the CERN app which machine they had, it was only the Pro. It wasn't the Premium.
Oh, it's still the Pro.
If it was Premium, I
Oh.
would have gone to see it because apparently there's like a dungeon level in the Premium that I wanted to check out, like a physical level, not just on the screen.
Hashtag pinball snob. Right? No.
I'll take it. I'll
That's
take it.
fair.
I didn't
Yeah,
even look
that's
at around here.
What's up, Joe? What's going on, man? The Atari Master. All right, so yeah, we want to talk about Acclaim coming back. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is releasing this summer, and I got some good comments from my old college roommate Speed on that. So I want to share that. I know he's probably not here, but I'm going to share what your thoughts are that you posted in the Discord anyway. Another video game that I think a lot of us played is getting a DLC, and there were some interesting products that came available for order. So I got some of that, and then whatever else you guys want to talk about. So yeah, okay. So the Acclaim stuff, not that. There we go. Acclaim. They are coming back. The U.S. game publisher that enjoyed success in the 90s, being Resurrected. Originally founded in 1987 by a trio of former Activision employees. They eventually became really popular, and then they eventually declared bankruptcy on September 1st, 2004. So over 20 years ago. But just this week, they're saying they have a new CEO claiming that Acclaim is back, by the former founder and CEO of Graffiti Games, who did Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, which I do own on Switch, and for some reason the physical copy price of that has gone way up. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's one of the more valuable Switch games I have. Side note. But anyway, but he says the initial goals are to support indie development and reignite classic franchises, provide funding, marketing, and PC support to indie studios. Acclaim was perhaps best known for its licensed games, and one of the key aims of the new company is to resurrect and revitalize its beloved portfolio of classic IP enjoyed for years by millions of players. They had a ton of games. I was looking at the list earlier. A lot of old NES games.
None of them good.
Yeah, they did some collabs with JLN or LJN, excuse me.
I mean, they did release the best game ever in BMX Triple X.
What was that? Them?
Yeah,
That was
Okay.
them.
That was their controversy.
So
Yeah. So we got that at the swap meet. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Looks like they did all the Mortal Kombat ports for the home systems.
Right. They did some of the Simpsons games.
Mm-hmm.
They did NBA Jam ports.
Hmm.
They had the Terminator license, so they had some cool licenses. Double Dragon.
They did Adamantium Rage, the Wolverine for the SNES. That was a garbage game, but they did it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they felt the need to announce that they're back or to continue the brand.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything worth resurrecting for.
Well, we don't know exactly what they're bringing back here, but it's kind of fun
I see them coming back and doing a bunch of collections. That's what I see.
That could be. Yeah. Good call. I'm out.
Well, I mean, the The three people that started the company Acclaim Inc., which bought the trademark, is Russell Binder, Mark Kaplan, and Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler. So if you don't buy their games, he'll show up at your house with a guitar and hit you in the head.
Yeah, and they did do some wrestling games, so I wonder if they're going to do some wrestling games again.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
did, like, I think it was Super WrestleMania on SNES, I think.
They also had the NBA Jam series. Burnout series was also done by them.
All the Burnouts?
Originally. I don't know if it was all of them. It was just the.
Because I thought it was Criterion that had that. I didn't know that it was.
It was Burnout and Burnout
Okay.
2 are the only ones they
They
did.
They probably felt like they really missed an opportunity with Triple X Burnout. So they decided to come back.
Yeah, they
What a
missed
bunch
an
of
opportunity.
fools.
I think it was NBA Jam Triple X.
Yeah, that's what they're. Dathan had it right on the collections, but I think that then they're gonna piggyback off of that and Triple X version of everything that they touched. Triple X Double Dragon 2. Port to NES.
But are there any, like, so this is cool, like, just the fact, like, if you have any nostalgia for any of these games, it could be, you know, we could not get any of these games in the future again. So to that extent,
no.
I think, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, in the
What
world.
shall I
mean,
ever do?
I mean, most people should have these games by now, if anything. Have
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
them, have them on emulator, a physical or something at this point.
Yeah.
I would argue
We'll see
most
what-
people should not play them, not have them. I mean,
Oh,
at the
whatever.
risk of sounding overly negative, I guess I'm just trying to convey the fact that nothing on here is exciting to me. And that's
you don't
rare.
like you don't like sports.
Yeah. I
So,
don't like sports games.
There goes
yeah.
half their stuff, right?
Right. Unless I like racing games, but you know they don't have anything that jumps out at me there either.
Didn't
Did
they
you not see
do?
Triple X BMX?
They did. Didn't they do Baldur's Gate 1 or something?
No.
Baldur's Gate 2 Dark Alliance, which
No.
is just like a clone of Gauntlet.
Oh, okay.
Did they do
that's what I'm
Baldur's Gate 2 Dark Alliance?
They
Yeah,
did
it's
do
just-
Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's
it's
Gate
just-
Dark Alliance 2.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
just-
okay.
It was a Gauntlet clone. I played Gauntlet.
Yeah, sure. Sure, it was fun though.
Can you cast sticks to snakes in that game? That's my only question.
You can cast Wish and fly.
Nope. I'm
It's
out.
not
Sure.
sticks to snakes, though.
It's just snakes or I'm out.
It's not sticks to snakes, I know. I know. Elf needs food.
Yeah. Use keys to open doors and chests. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was thinking too, like, if there's any other studios that I want to see resurrected. For me, like,
Yeah, Looking Glass.
the one I want to see is Sierra.
That's what I was
Microsoft-
going to say,
yeah.
actually. That's
yeah.
pretty
Microsoft-
funny. I was going to say
Microsoft
Sierra.
owns it.
Yeah,
Microsoft owns it.
that would be
It
exciting.
needs,
That would be really
needs
cool.
to freaking happen. They're
But
sitting
why,
on it.
But hold on. Why? So as a PC gamer, you'd think that I'd be all over that, but why? Like you know that they're just going to ruin, like they're going to try to like launch a new Space Quest,
Mhm.
and it's going to be nowhere. They had something back in the day based off the hardware limitations that we had,
Mhm.
and it was good at
Yeah.
that time. But when they redid the King's Quest stuff and they rebooted King's Quest, it was actually okay.
Mhm.
But that's about all that I needed out of that.
As-
And
Then
did
I
finish
saw
all of
Crim and
them.
I thought, oh crap.
You mean,
Yeah.
as the point and click resurrection of
I'm talking about like the one that they just did, I want to say 10
Oh.
years ago, 12
Okay.
years ago. It was
It
good,
didn't
but
look
I
good.
didn't finish it. It was
Yeah.
good for what it was, you know, for trying to get kids into that classic adventure game. It was good for that.
Turok Meatball?
Are you-
Maybe Turok? What else did they do?
Are you talking about the King's Quest they released in 5 different chapters?
Yeah, the episodic one.
Yeah. That's the one that I was playing on stream,
Yeah.
and I never finished.
No, that's what I mean. Is it's like you kind of got your fill with it, and then it was like, okay, games have moved on a little bit. So I
Yeah.
just feel like if they did come back, it just wouldn't. I don't know. I that was the first thing that came to mind when you said, who would you like to see come back? Sierra was the first thing to jump to mind, but then I kind of thought, well, maybe not.
Scum VM.
Well, and I guess the question is, is it really the publisher we want back, or
The game designers,
IPs?
right? Yeah, the IPs and the designers, yeah.
Because, I mean, there was something about Sierra when you saw that logo. You were like, "Oh, Space Quest or King's Quest." You're kind of like, "I'm in for something here." Read
the you can find interviews with the old developers there, like Mike Crow or Al. There was I can't remember the guys' names, but I find him every once in a while.
The two guys from
Just to read 'em.
Andromeda. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. But then others too that worked for Ken Williams and for Sierra. It's interesting to go back and read what life was like for those guys in like the 80s. They tried their best to live like rock stars. It's pretty interesting if you go back and you read like, oh yeah, and then in the 80s we did this and this and this, and Ken ran all these crazy parties and all of that. It paints a different picture than what you think of when you think of, King's Quest 2 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I heard there's supposed to be a new documentary coming out too about Sierra. So I was.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They'll probably talk about that stuff. Yeah.
So, okay. I don't know if you guys know about the Pre-Stars Children of Infinity, which is the Toys for Bob game that's coming out in August. And it's the real Star Control 3, and it looks like they're using some advanced tech behind the scenes, stuff they wanted to do in Star Control 2, but they couldn't because of the hardware limitations, procedurally generated galaxies and stuff like that, or solar systems or planets and maybe even aliens. I don't know if they're going to go that far, but on the surface, the graphics don't look radically different from Star Control 2. So they're doing advanced things, but they're not putting a super fancy skin on it, like you might expect, a game in 2025 should look like. And a lot of people backed this game, and I don't hear anybody complaining about the graphics. So I guess my question I'm trying to get at is, what if Sierra did something like that and just made new games with the, something like the EGA or skin on it, like we used to play? I'd play it. I mean, I'm playing Crimson Diamond now, which is essentially that. But I know that I do not represent most gamers. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe even if it's just a niche thing, it still might be worth doing to make new Sierra games that look like old games.
Yeah,
I think what you got to do. You go ahead.
It's better than King's Quest 2, graphics wise.
What is?
Crimson Diamond.
I think what you got to do, if you have the Sierra license, just you can report the old games. That'd be cool. But I'd really like to play a newer version that's kind of has the theme, the intent of the old developers in a new game, a new story for
but does it need modern graphics to interest you? I guess is my
probably not.
Question.
Like
Okay.
I'd be, if they want to do, I'd love it if they port these to console somehow. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe it won't.
They remastered. They did remaster Leisure Suit Larry, and that bombed. And they did. It was just a graphics overhaul of it. So I don't know. I just to your point, Eric. I don't know. It depends on what you consider a success. If people of our demographic and out of us, how many would actually? Dathan, do you even care about Sierra games?
Oh yeah, I played
Oh, do you?
all the
Okay.
Space Quest games.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, those are great.
So then you
King's
might have
Quest.
5 out of 5 then of us, I guess.
I think was Phantasmagoria. Was that one of the Sierra?
That was
That was one of their
Sierra, yeah.
later
Uh-huh.
ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Played those.
And
Solid,
Shivers.
I love Shivers. I got to tell you, I love
Manhunter.
that game.
I think Seventh Guest was one of them. I believe.
No, Seventh Guest was Trilobite actually in Eugene.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or Medford, I think,
I played
technically.
all of them, like 1 through 7. I think they came out with the King's
Yep.
Quest ones.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then maybe there is a wider reach. I was just thinking out of the 5 of us, how many would actually care that they're making more? You know what I mean? Or repainting them or whatnot.
But for this to happen, I would need it to be a 5-disc game where
So you're
we have to
flopping.
put in the different discs for each different chapter. We go on a different screen. It's like, oh, you got to put in disc 2, and then you go
Yeah,
back
go
and
get
put-
disc
No,
2.
I got it. It's Meatball can play it because he'll put on his VR and it'll look
Yeah.
like he's in his computer room.
Right.
But there's an A drive that he has to actually put
Yes.
floppy disks in
Well,
to continue the game.
And there's got to be copyright protection.
you're
gonna
Like
look up
he's got to
in a-
have the
in a-
manual
Well,
the
in
virtual
VR.
manual.
He's got to go to page
Yeah.
13
that'd
in
be
VR and file.
I mean, at this point, it should just be Ready Player One for the most part.
Right. Well, and then don't forget.
And then you're like, son of a bitch, they got my instruction manual wet. Now I can't see what it is. I gotta go buy a new copy.
And don't forget too. Every time you walk off the screen, there will have to be a loud grinding noise as the floppy disk is accessed, and you'll have to wait 20 seconds for the next screen to slowly load.
Was it the first one or the second King's Quest that when you went to a different screen, it like drew the
second, the first and second, yeah.
it drew everything that was
Yeah,
on
you
there.
could
So
see
had
it
it was
paint.
a loading screen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because as the image is loaded, right, it had to do the outline first and then slowly fill in the color as it went on, right?
That was early days of what they call buffering now. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting because
good
to your point, Eric, I try to show my kids those games,
Oh yeah.
and they can't make heads or tails of what the graphics are.
Yeah. Sure.
Because we grew up and our imaginations were able to adapt to it. Well, they're
Right.
looking at photorealistic video games for the most part. You know what I mean? Not quite for
They
the
have
most
to go
part, but
backwards and it's hard
animation,
to go
right?
that direction.
Yeah, it's hard. So I don't know. I don't know if they would like it. or not.
Also, Joe, if you're still in the chat, like his favorite thing is Atari and their comeback
Mhm.
right now. Like, you know, if Atari can do,
Yeah,
what
but
they're- like I don't
Atari-
even understand
but
what Atari is
has
doing.
this
Rile 'em
legacy.
But they're doing
Don't
something.
rile 'em up.
Not only does Atari have a legacy, but they've made classics that the world can't live without, like E.T. Just games that stand the test of time. We're talking King's Quest. It's like, okay, look at Wall. Come on. Things that are nonsensical to modern kids. E.T., on the other hand, is timeless.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have to read to play a game? What is this?
If nothing else,
Type
I'd love
words?
some just like new merch. I'd love a new King's Quest shirt or whatever. Like that'd be cool.
I would
Like, it
would
doesn't-
love
I don't know.
if they did remaster those, if it was like straight up big box style. If it was like the
Yeah,
old box,
where you
that-
actually
that
had
would
the
be
collector.
Sure.
cool.
Yeah.
They're totally back now. Their hats are dope. I was on the Atari web store or whatever, and they have the
I'm gonna send you the
they
link.
have the key from Adventure, just the key as a
Yeah,
hat. I was like, that's great. I love it.
That's not bad, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they did the Leisure Suit Larry one. I know that they were talking about doing Space Quest, but there was too much drama between Williams I think not between. I can't remember now because it's always really late at night that I read the stories. But I thought that there might be some drama. Maybe it was just the way that they sold it to Microsoft that it can't be resurrected. But I think Ken Williams is trying to get some of the band back together to try to get a new game kind of in the works. I thought that I saw that. like just a couple
Okay,
weeks ago.
Joe, check your Discord messages. I sent you the link.
You're about to get rickrolled.
He says he's going to devour us.
Oh,
Well, Sega did come back, J-Rod.
okay. So they're just
They're just not in the console.
They just haven't announced anything yet.
oh, okay. They were working on a VR game, Colossal Cave. It's a VR remake of the classic text.
No, that was Ken and Roberto
Right.
Williams did
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it's not. They don't own Sierra
Well,
anymore.
right, but they would be the ones to rebirth it, right?
Would they?
Well, I mean, if Microsoft launches it, then it's going nowhere. Like there'd be no reason for if Microsoft created a Sierra offshoot. It just they would try doing another like Leisure Suit Larry. It wouldn't do anything. They've already tried that. I think that if you want to try to catch lightning in the bottle again, you've got to get the band back together to work on it.
Well, Joe, if you show up, we'll circle back to you, bro. We'll see if he comes. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna move on. Let's see. Tony Hawk. Did you guys play Tony Hawk? Oh,
Yeah.
He says he's coming. Give me a. I'll circle back to you if you show up. Did you play? Did Eric play Tony Hawk? Travis?
No,
It's a sports game.
Eric did not
he doesn't
play.
do
Eric did
sports.
not play Tony Hawk.
It's not a racing game.
It's not a racing game.
It could be a racing game a little bit.
I think the last time I played a Tony Hawk game was at PRGE on some dude's N-Gage.
Oh gosh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy. That guy was. He was yeah.
Was
He had some
he-
riz. He had some riz.
Was he
let's
one of
put it
these
that way.
guys?
Yeah.
Did he have the N-Gage? Come on, Joe.
His mom
hurry
dropped
up.
him off for sure. I'll tell you that.
The skate games never did anything for me. The skateboarding games never did.
Yeah.
Snowboarding games were okay.
What
when Xbox
about?
released their snowboarding one, it was okay.
Oh yeah. What was that? 1080 or whatever.
I can't remember.
Yeah, 1080 was the
Yeah.
snowboard
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
What
that one
about
was fun.
Jet Set Radio Future? I thought that was kind of cool. But that was
I
like
didn't
one of the
play it.
first Xbox games I ever saw, so everything was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
Did you ever play
actually.
Skate or Die?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Did you ever
yeah.
play Skate or Die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ports of that game always suck because the joystick was unique and
Mhm.
yeah, just playing it at home never felt right. So you really need the original machine.
Yeah, but man, that was the dream back in the day to be able to take an arcade game and play it at home. Yeah.
Sure.
Anyways,
I
this is
never
getting
played the
released.
arcade. I only played the console.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
the same.
You don't know what
thing.
you were missing. Yeah.
Yeah, that joystick would pivot around a center in a circle. It would
Mhm.
you couldn't go from one side to the other through like the diameter of that circle. You had to pivot around the outside.
This game is getting released. What was it? June. I have Tony Hawk, the 1 and 2 remaster. It was okay. It was nothing that I really delved too much into. It's kind of like a release that, like, I feel like didn't need to be released, but it has some sentimental value. Like, I remember we played a ton of it in college, and I guess the main thing that my buddy Speed, my old college roommate. Oh, there's Joe Cade. All right, there he is. There he is.
Uh-oh.
What's going
Hey,
on,
Joe.
man?
Meatball's right though. It
Hello?
was 720
Hey,
Eric,
Joe.
not Skate or Die.
Can you hear us?
I know.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, I'll. All right. He's here to defend Ataris.
You've gone sideways. Oh no.
There he is.
I apologize.
No,
Sorry
you're
it took
good.
so long.
There he is. No, thanks for
You're good.
coming
Let us
on.
have it, Joe.
He's urban exploring right now, so he's in a very dark place.
I had to get out of bed
New
and
Jersey is
go
a
into the car. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
So you can, you're in a sound isolation booth. You can properly yell at us. Is that right?
Well,
Wait,
it's
wait,
just
wait. I
so
have-
late at home. Yeah, I had to leave. I had to leave the house.
I get it.
So before I get into anything,
Uh-huh.
because this has become this, running joke with me now. It's I can't avoid it. Have any of you played or owned an Atari console growing up?
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
have an Atari. I got the
Yes.
2600. I was playing.
I have the
Centipede
2600.
months ago.
I did not, Joe. I was not allowed to have a video game console my entire youth.
Is that true? Are you being?
That is true.
No, he's for real. He's for real.
No, I'm for
His
real. I was
parents-
supposed to go outside and play,
Yeah.
and I could go ahead and figure that out.
And now he just stays inside and plays games. So backfire
Right.
parents.
Yeah, backfire parents. No, I don't actually. That actually stuck with me. But they gave me a PC because they thought that would help me prepare for college, and that's why I play PC games.
All right. Well, so the rest of you that have had an Atari, you must have some memories of some sort of joy that it brought you.
Sure.
And if you could just times that by 100, because that's all that Atari did by ushering in the video game console. See, everybody wants to talk about the Nintendo in the 80s, the Genesis of the 90s. None of these consoles work. None of them happen if not for the gargantuan success of the 2600, which sold 30 million units. It moved 30 million units when there was only 200 million people in the country. Do the math. That's a saturation rate that you'll never have. So when you have a first console or company that can cascade or matriculate a domino effect that we still feel, it reverberates to this day. You can't help but have some sort of affinity towards it. And there's a big joke with me now in the community that he just loves Atari, but yeah, that's where I stand with it.
And you're not you totally valid point. It's a totally valid point. And like what you like. Like I don't think it's a joke for you to be the Atari guy. You can love Atari, and that's awesome. I have, like I said, that when I saw the adventure key on a hat, I was like, I was tempted to buy it because I have fond memories of adventure, and I think that would be an awesome, like, what's the term, shibboleth for other people who know Atari also.
And now where it comes to today, just the final point, the developers that they're partnering up with, the new games that they're getting involved with, the consoles that they're bringing back, and some of the things they're doing that they never thought could be done before. They've literally breathed new life into the 7800. Who had that on their bingo card? Nobody. That console was a running joke for 30 years. They're making brand new games for it. And you can't help but look at them and say, no, this is their comeback story.
Yeah. What's the Crystal Adventure? Is that what it was? The one that comes with?
Yeah, it's the new game, Bentley Bears with 7800. And
Right.
It's created so many like talking points now. That was a great console. I mean, that was the first console that was fully.
Joe, devil's advocate though here. All right, did you have an NES when you were growing up? I'm thinking you did.
I did not. I was a Sega.
Did you have a
Master
Nintendo
System.
Entertainment?
Oh, you're a Sega guy.
Oh,
I was a Sega Master System guy, yeah, because they had Shinobi, and I was a kid that bought a console with one game. I got an NES later. I got it by '93. I had an NES, but I came late to the party with the Nintendo craze.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Is there anyone
actually
here
picked
in
the
the
Sega.
chat here? Okay.
No, when I was a kid,
Sega
like I'm saying, like I would have bought that.
We could talk Sega too, but
Mm-hmm.
is there anyone here in this chat here that had both the Atari, the 2600, and the NES?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, Eric had all of them.
And which was better?
What do you mean by better? I mean, if you're gonna ask what did I play when I had the NES, I played the NES. I did not play the Atari.
That's
I
not
sold
fair,
my
though.
old
This is my
Atari.
point. You can't
Yeah,
compare a
right.
1977 technology
That's what
to
I was gonna
1980.
say.
Yeah, that's not fair. Like
It's not an apples to apples comparison.
that's
Like,
right.
I was gonna say that too, but to Ryan's defense, half the games that Ryan shows are games that could have been done like 40 years ago. And he does. He spends hours playing them. So that would beg to say that if he, as a person, had both consoles sitting there, they probably do get even, a starting point of like, what do I want to play? Because it wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I want the one that looks the best, which would be what Nintendo offered at the time when it was released.
sure.
Because obviously, Garage Gamer doesn't care about that. You care about gameplay
Well,
and what you like to play, right?
I do have some nostalgia for Atari. I had I had
Got him,
Pac-Man.
Joe.
I had you didn't get me.
Donkey Kong. You had
I
to have
had
Donkey Kong, right? Wasn't Donkey Kong on
you know what I had?
Nintendo, or was it
I had
not?
a list.
Or,
I had
mean,
Galaga or
Atari?
Galaxian.
Yeah,
I had it. I had ET.
Pac-Man sucked.
I had
I think we can all agree that Pac-Man
Spider-Man.
was
That
bad.
was the first Spider-Man game.
Oh, I didn't know Spider-Man was on there.
I had
Yeah, I
you
had
know,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
You had Pitfall, right?
I had Star Trek.
Sure.
I did not have Pitfall.
Oh, then that's why
But
you're so mad.
I don't know. You said you multiply by 100, whatever. I don't know. It's just I just feel like one pile is much higher than the other, and if you multiply the pile that's a little higher by 100, you get more of a nostalgia factor than the other
Yeah,
ones.
but
So
I think Joe's
I appreciate. I'm not.
I think Joe's point is valid to say that we wouldn't have the enjoyment of Sega and Nintendo in the same way, at least, without Atari having paved that road. They needed to be the ones to prove, or they didn't need to, but they were the innovators to prove that you could saturate a market with 30 million units, and there was a demand for it. And then companies, I think, took notice and were like, okay, let's try to make some electronic entertainment products. And that's how you get, a multi-billion-dollar industry that's bigger than movies and music combined. Without it, yeah.
But Dathan, do you collect Atari games?
I have like 36 Atari games.
I'm not talking to you, Eric. I'm talking to Dathan.
Is that a collection?
Well, I think I can relate to exactly what Joe was saying, because my primary console growing up, while I did have an Atari 2600 and I did have a ColecoVision, I don't think I played it. I didn't really understand it all that much when I first got those consoles. The consoles that I really understood more was the NES. So I have more of a nostalgic following towards the NES more so than I do any other console. So when I'm, wanting to collect games or whatever, I'm going to go to the NES, not so much Atari. Now, if there's a game that, I have maybe 15 Atari cartridges. I think I have like Adventure, and there's Pac-Man and stuff like that. But for nostalgia purposes, I'm going to go back to the NES. Now, I can kind of see when Atari's kind of make when Joe says Atari's making a comeback, that is true. They are making a comeback because they are re-releasing these consoles and stuff.
And
what did Nintendo do a few years ago? They re-released their consoles in a mini version, in a SNES and a small one. So it's kind of this, in a sense, kind of the same thing that is happening in just different formats. And nostalgia plays a big part in this. And one thing that I've noticed here at Emerald City is I'm talking to a few vendors, and they're like, yeah, I'm starting to get back into vinyl records and to VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Tangible. Yeah,
Son of a bitch. I said this a long time ago. This was going to happen. And it's happening. And so, but for me, it is the, hold on. I'm getting kicked out.
Security.
For me, false alarm. For me, it is the SNES. And I think I'm following Joe here. We're exactly the same, just in different
Sure.
Atari 2600, and I'm the SNES over
Yeah,
here. type
but I
person.
bet Joe's
same-
probably a couple years older than you, and so it makes sense for him to be
Yeah. I have
on
the
the
same
Atari.
compassion and the same thing. And yes, I do 100% think that Atari is coming back. They are back. I see them at conventions. Ryan, we saw him at PAX. We saw him at PRGE. And I don't see them slowing down anytime soon unless ET Part 2 comes back, or something like that. But we don't
No.
expect
Even
That'll make him
that, like
stronger.
let's talk about that. Like that game is so hated and despised.
Uh-huh.
It is blamed entirely for the crash. Like that's not fair. I'm certain all of you have played worse games than ET. It's a bad game, but certainly not the worst game of all time.
It's not the
and
worst game.
responsible for the video game crash. It's just crazy.
Well, that would require me to actually play ET, and I've seen enough of it that I don't need to play it.
You
But
know,
we didn't get it till the Super NES. It was talking my mom into going down to the video store and renting a Super NES, and then she ended up buying it. That was the first system we ever had in our house.
oh really? Huh.
Before that, it was you get outside. But I'd always go over to like friends' houses and play
Play there.
Yeah, that's
the
how I played it,
Atari
was
or
at people's
whatever.
houses, yeah.
But yeah, we
But-
didn't have any consoles in our house till
So-
Super
so-
NES.
Here's
What do you mean you didn't have any? I went over to your house all the time and played console.
Super NES was the first one we had.
You didn't have an NES?
No, we didn't have an NES.
Was there?
Yeah,
here's something though that I just remembered. Here's how my parents are big jerks. So I couldn't have a console and I couldn't have an Atari and I wanted one. And I would ask at Christmas and they would say, "You're not getting one of those. Get outside." And I'd be like, "It's snowing or it's freezing outside." They'd say, "Too bad. Get out of here." And so I'd have to go outside. So I learned not to ask. But those jerks, before I was old enough to know any better, I found in the closet a Atari Pong machine.
Oh yeah, the just
Mhm.
Pong machine. Yeah,
Just Pong.
Yeah.
So they thought it was fine for them to have a console,
sure.
but not me.
Well, they're adults, man.
hypocrites.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. And I never even saw them play it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I ever saw them play it.
Once the kids
They
went
were
to
just-
bed,
was just there.
and it's a party.
Maybe.
It's a Pong party.
Maybe. Yeah, they were probably like, keep this away from him because he keeps bugging about that Atari that we don't want to buy.
That's great.
Yeah. Because then he won't
Have
be outside.
any of you gotten the 7800 plus?
No.
Mm-mm. I have
Mm-mm.
not.
No, I'm too busy.
I
buying,
watched your
toys.
video, but no, I haven't got.
We watched
But-
your video.
Yeah.
It's great. It's excellent. No, it's striking up all different types of debates and conversation. If you go on forums or message boards, they're enamored. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that the 7800 was fully backward compatible." And it's great. I mean, think about that. It broke on the scene in '86 with 500 games because it could play all the 2600 games.
Sure. Yeah.
Was it competing against the NES? Absolutely not. But as far as game quantity, it had more than the Master System, you could argue. So yeah, it's just wonderful. It's such a comeback story, and they've been trying for 2024, and their partnerships with developers. And you guys all, I didn't even have to come in here and really make a defense. You all articulated it far greater than I did.
We're on your side, Joe. We're
All
on your
right.
side.
I want some controversy here. Come on.
It's all friendly jest is what it is.
Oh,
Nobody's here.
Here's the controversy. The Magnavox Odyssey was a better console than
The
Atari.
Magnavox Odyssey
And-
too.
Thank
and-
you,
and
Meatball. No, Meatball
Atari.
Saucy right here. Meatball Saucy. Thank you, Meatball.
Oh.
That's what I need. Let's get some fire here. Come on.
You
guys are too nice.
The audience now.
There's no weight to that argument though, unfortunately. It's just
There's
tit for
none.
tat.
Yeah.
But the Magnavox Odyssey started though. There'd be no Atari without the Magnavox Odyssey.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a thing. Like when somebody said, "Well, would you have the 2600 or the NES?" And that's not a fair
Mhm.
comparison. If you're going to
Right.
compare the 2600, you have to compare it to the Odyssey. You have to
ColecoVision. Yeah, the Odyssey
ColecoVision, and
first, ColecoVision second,
yeah,
right?
Bally's Astrocade, Fairchild's
That I
Channel.
didn't
Yeah,
even know about.
there's a
620.
bunch. I mean, yeah, it came out and stood alone, and then by the 80s, I mean the dominance of Nintendo, uh, no one had a chance.
Well, and really, the one thing that we can hate on Atari 2600 for is wood grain. That
The wood
that
paneling.
It's
the
back,
70s
isn't it
and
back?
the 80s, it doesn't. If it is back, it needs to die in a fire of plasticky death. because
Everything
wood
old is
grain
new again.
awful.
I was at Music Millennium
Yeah.
last weekend, and they were selling brand new cassette tapes.
I was just going to ask Dathan, is there a bunch of wood grain panels for sale at the Emerald City?
No, but there are.
No? Okay.
Eric just said there are a bunch
Yeah.
of brand new cassette tapes and
Cassette
vinyl records
tapes.
for
Yeah.
sale.
Yeah,
There's a
cassette
ton.
tapes are making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 8-tracks. Why'd they skip the 8-track? They go from record to cassette tape.
The
Nobody-
cassette tapes.
Nobody
No.
has a working 8-track player anymore.
No.
That's
It
why.
doesn't matter. You still got to go get them and talk about how great they sound when you look at them.
Laserdisc is also a thing
No.
that's making a
Laserdisc, yeah.
comeback too.
Yeah,
Really?
Go flip it.
No.
Laserdisc?
Yeah.
Laserdiscs, yep.
Die Hard on Laserdisc.
Crazy.
Best Christmas movie.
I think digital's run its course in a lot of ways. People talk about like in the future how privacy is the new celebrity. I think it's going to be with tangible. People mention records, movies. I think digital. There's obviously a convenience in digital, but
Sure.
having something tangible in your hand, having whether that's a VHS, whether that's a cartridge, a CD. There's an intrinsic value in that. At least I feel.
Well,
Well,
because I'm
and-
not going to have Paramount's not going to come and take it out of my hands. They can try, but they're
That's
not
right.
going to. So
Well, and I think a lot of the people who are really behind the digital age of games and everything started to realize some of the issues with it. When PlayStation Network went down, they couldn't play any of their games that
Yeah.
were digital. And
That's
so
a great point.
There's a lot of people who are like, well, wait a second. Now we're seeing the cons to what we thought was such a great thing that we'd put up on this pedestal. And a lot of these people are like, well, maybe we need to kind of take a step back and look at it from a bigger point of view and say, hey, I want to be able to play my game I pay for.
The only people that are saying that are like a small minority, guys. Like, I feel like we are the small minority.
Yeah, that's
Most
true.
gamers have already forgotten physical media.
Oh.
It is dead.
Yeah.
The only people that are holding on to it are in our 40s and 50s here. So, and not only that, they're going to stop. These companies are going to stop making stuff now because of tariffs and stuff. So, because
Well, you don't have to
a lot
make
of
the
this stuff
games
is
in China
manufactured
or
in
in
Mexico.
Mexico or in Canada.
I've
You can just
got-
manufacture it here.
I've got a
So-
Atari.
I got
a CD burner.
But-
I got a backlog.
I'll manufacture it in my backyard.
But
Yeah, Eric is pro China tariffs. Look at his red sweater, and he's been tariffing China before Trump even tried.
It's true.
right.
That is true.
Yeah.
He's got a log. He
I
can
will
show
give
you
him
a
that.
spreadsheet and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Well, guys,
I
thanks
would
so
say-
much for having me. I'll let you guys get back to
Yeah.
it.
Thanks for
Thank
dropping
you,
in,
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks.
Come on
joining us.
anytime.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Peace.
I also
the-
want to say real quick, Atari is
Yeah.
a great example of a company going to great heights, maybe going too fast, and then them. I don't know if it's pressures from management or their stockholders, but they shot for the stars, and they started pushing their developers and their programmers to push out games. Like they wanted new games every month. I want a new game. Give me a game. They couldn't get them out fast enough, and that's
Right.
a lot of the
Well,
reason.
this goes-
From what I've
This
heard,
goes back to the ET.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They gave the guy that made ET like a month to make it or something.
They
It's
gave
something
him. They wanted it out
ridiculous.
before Christmas,
Yeah.
Pac-Man was done in less time than that, I
he
think.
cranked that out so fast, and we saw
Yeah.
what happened. And
Yeah.
I'm always, I never, every year at PRGE, Howard Warsaw always does a panel.
Right.
He always shows
He
up
did-
every single year, and I
Great
never go to his
guy.
panel.
I've seen it.
And I always want to know what his take on the whole ET debacle. Well, we
He'll
all know
also
that.
he'll also
all
talk
know that
about
it was
like
all
them doing
very
like
good.
drugs and like in the like break room and shit.
Well, that's
So-
that's
It's the only way you can
There were
write
some
that
wild
many lines
times
of
in the
code.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
So-
curious to see, what his take on how everything played out, because Joe doesn't, he's like it's like there are worse games, and yes, there are worse games than ET, and I'm sure that that's not what was the main reason why Atari kind of went under, but I think it was a chunk of why ET had, or a chunk of why Atari did have that blunder, and why they did kind of was the beginning of the end, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, it was the beginning of it was a symptom
Yeah.
of a bigger
Not
problem,
saying
right?
that was the only thing, but I think
Yeah.
it was a contributing factor.
Now, one of the things, so although I like physical media and I think it's cool and I do like it, one of the things that I was lamenting earlier when people were talking about the price of video cards, and this is when I started kind of looking at, okay, what's really the landscape like right now, because I checked out on it, was this. I thought, for the price of a video card and the price to build a PC, because that's now the major component cost wise, right? It's the biggest elephant in the room cost wise for your budget. You could just go get a PlayStation 5 for like $450, I think is what they are now, right? $450, $400 used.
Mhm.
And that's a good system, pre-built, ready to go. And then I thought, why don't I do something like that? And then I remembered it's because my saves in my games, because I split time between laptop and PC and TV. If I put my time in on a PlayStation game that I also cross own on a PC, the saves don't transfer back and forth. I need Steam to do that. So that is one avenue or one aspect of digital that I like. If the console world could get there where there was one repository and one cloud service, not a bunch, not like, oh, you need an account here at Steam and you need an account at, an account with Sony and an account with, whoever developed this game, and then we'll save it. So you've got 30 different accounts to do that. If there was one place where you could cloud take saves from one game, say that you were on PS5, and then it would download and share with like your stuff on PC, that would be cool.
Travis, what you're describing
Then I would
is
be
what
truly
Xbox is
multi-platform.
attempting to do.
I
Xbox
know they're
is
trying
trying
to.
to do that.
Everything's an
So-
Xbox.
Yeah, I know they're trying to, but we just
Yeah.
need it to become a reality at that point, right? And to have a lot of content there, right?
Okay, Chris is back. There we go.
Chris is back, but I gotta go run. I gotta go.
Okay.
I'll talk
Have
to
fun
you.
running.
Thanks, Eric. Peace
Bye.
out.
But yeah, that was my thing where I thought about, oh yeah, that is why the digital platform is cool, is that I can hop from one PC to another, and you can hop from one PlayStation to another and get all of your save data there, right? That's pretty cool.
All right. I wanted to go back. This is great discussion tonight, but let's go back to Tony Hawk real quick because I wanted to share my buddy Speed's comments. So anyway,
Oh,
all right. So we know this is coming out, right? Not coming out on Atari, by the way, as far as I know. But on the original game, you used to be able to do the mode where you could just skate forever or whatever. I don't know what it was called. Just
Free
career
roam.
mode, free roam, career mode. Yeah, and apparently they're taking that away.
huh.
The 2-3 minute runs, and
Weird.
a lot of people are unhappy about it. Speed in the Discord. I just want to read what he said here. This pretty much ruins the entire game for me. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4's levels are huge and made for the interactions. The 2-minute limits are embedded within the NPCs to have you do things like collect skate letters or get a 400k combo. Having the entire game be a 2-minute run over and over like 1, 2, and 3 is a mistake. Plus, without the NPCs, you will never get some of the cooler missions like skidding on the back of the tour bus up Alcatraz or lugging down the skate bowl in Kona Skate Park. So, but I think he also went on to say that it's going to Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, we'll give it a shot. I'll try it, see if it's any fun. I mean, the game's not out yet, so I don't put out. Is it worth $70 right now? Probably not. But I'll try it on Game Pass. Chris, what do you think? Nathan, is it worth?
I'm gonna play it on Game Pass, but that's about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'll just Game Pass it.
Yeah, exactly. And also interesting too, Bam Margera, one of the original skaters in the game, is not in the game anymore.
Yeah, he got booted.
Yeah, he had some legal trouble and got in trouble. I don't know. A lot of he's got some problems, but yeah, he's not in it anymore. So, but a lot of people are more upset about the career mode being.
There were too many.
I had one more
And their
DLC game.
So many good officers.
Let's see. I got the line here.
We're the cops. All the bad ones should be afraid of us.
Cops shouldn't be feared. What do you want us to be? Judges? Executioners?
There's a new DLC for RoboCop.
It's actually supposed to be a standalone game.
Is it supposed to be a standalone? So you gotta pay for another $40.
$25.
Yeah, but the developer said this is a standalone. You don't need the original RoboCop Rogue City to play it.
You're going down.
It looks exactly the same as the other one, though.
But
you get to play as
But
Murphy.
it's apparently going to be in one building.
Trouble then.
So I was thinking it was Dread.
So, do you? Oh, I had it there. Is this a game that you wait for the price to go down, like Dathan did? I don't know. How much did you buy RoboCop just now for? $10 or something?
Something like that. Super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a game based on a movie, so you definitely wait for it to drop in price.
I mean, the original RoboCop Rogue
Right.
City was definitely worth the. I think I paid $25 for it on sale.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth $25. But I think anything more, I think it came out at $40. I think that was their original MSRP for it. But I think that was a little bit too expensive. It's not a very long game.
No, I beat the game when it came out. Was it last year?
It was last year.
No, it must have been 2. I think it was 2 years ago.
Because they pulled an Ubisoft and it was on discount pretty quick, I think.
I don't remember talking. I think it was 2023 because I don't remember talking about it.
It
on
was
this show.
2023 is when it came out.
Thank you. All right. But anyway, I feel like I'm not really excited for this. I'm more excited for that Terminator game because it's like something I haven't played. But if you guys are excited, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably check it out when it comes out to see what the price is and everything. But
yeah, I think it's $25. I think that's what he said.
Meatball Saucy, I saw there's you can get a physical copy. You can pre-order a physical copy for Power Rangers, and I'm still debating if I want to do that. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Moving on. Did you guys order this?
I did.
I was so torn because I'm just like, yeah, I just don't know if it'd fit over my head. That's the
Travis,
only
did you see this?
I did not.
Are you a
see
Doctor
it.
Doom? You a Doctor Doom fan, Travis?
I don't know who Doctor Doom is. I don't watch the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen Have I even seen anything Marvel? Because I think I've only seen DC stuff.
Well,
Oh wait,
anyway.
Deadpool is Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw Deadpool. Okay. But no, I don't know Doctor Doom. I'm sorry.
So I don't know. I don't know if do you guys think this is worth getting? Like, all right, Dathan's getting it. Chris, are you gonna get it? I don't know. It's interesting to me.
It's kind of cool when they do this, but the problem with any role playing thing is unless you like do it yourself to your own measurements and everything, it's always kind of a hit or miss on whether or not it's going to actually fit.
But Chris, I can see you putting this on and like doing like a YouTube short.
I would totally put that thing on if I knew it would fit, but the problem is I'm not going to pay what they want, not knowing if it's going to actually fit over my big fat head or not.
Couldn't you return it? Save your seat?
I think once you put it on, it's your helmet.
Okay, and I'm totally wrong. I saw The Incredible Hulk, and I saw Spider-Man as well. And those are Marvel, right? So yeah. Okay, so I can't say I haven't seen any. But nothing Doctor Doom that I know of.
Sell us on this thing. Like,
it's got a hood.
I mean, well, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, it is
pretty rad.
Hasbro sold out of their allotment. I had to get mine from Big Bad Toy Store because I missed the window yesterday.
Is it still on Big Bad Toy Store right now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's the same price. I think I got it for. I think it was $100 when I got it. So
I can sell you on it. If you have this and it's stored nicely on your persons when you're at Emerald City, you could join in with that group of people that you showed us in the photo earlier.
Oh, these guys?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but those are Knight Templars.
Oh, I know, but they'll still have something to say.
They'd
to
accept
Dr. Doom,
you
I'm
into
thinking, if Dr. Doom shows up, all LARPing style, it doesn't have to be within the setting. I don't think
they probably need a Dr. Doom like character.
They might. I think that actually, I just think that's funny. So, how many of those have they made? Is Dr. Doom the only role-playing mask that they've made, or helmet?
They did a Magneto one.
Okay.
They did Iron Man. They did a Black Panther. They did a Spider-Man. They did a Star-Lord mask.
So I mean, these things must sell well for like conventions, right? It must be people that go to the conventions that do the cosplay stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They always sell. They always sell well.
Okay, cool.
Well, you know what?
I think it looks cool.
You put this on, and then you have the Infinity Gauntlet on too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was part of a comic book storyline at one point.
Yeah, wasn't that part of Secret Wars at the end?
Yeah, I believe that was part of Secret Wars.
Exactly. Anyway,
I think the tough thing about one of these helmets is that you really got to commit to the bit. So, like, if you're going to one of those conventions for 8 hours, you got to keep that thing on. That's going to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not only that, you also need to find more of the green. You need more of the costume.
Well, yeah. The costume you can get covered. I'm just thinking, like, just to have my head like in a helmet that closed off for like 6 hours while walking around. That's a lot. You really got to be committed.
Dathan will do it.
No, I only dress up for the gaming expo with my my suit.
Yeah.
When I feel like the public earned it, so.
So you're gonna get this and not wear it? You're just gonna display it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not many of the helmet stuff come with the stands and like the cloak things over it. They don't do that. So this is, I think, one of the first ones that they've actually taken a lot of time to come with extra stuff. I think with the Magneto helmet they had a stand for it. I think that was the only one.
Huh. Yeah, hopefully the cloth on this is like good quality and not something super cheap.
Yeah,
looks-
I'm
it
hoping.
looks
Hoping we're
good.
getting what we get out of this picture right here because that's pretty solid.
Yeah. I need you guys to put together a list of Marvel movies for me to watch in order. As as somebody who doesn't know it.
Black Widow.
That's the worst one, right?
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want the Marvel Cinematic Universe chronological order of storyline, I will post it on the Discord, and you can start.
Well, not
all the way.
not historical. I want like if you were to tell me, because there's a ton of those movies.
Mhm.
If you were to say like, hey, you know nothing about the universe except that you've seen Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And the Incredible Hulk when I was very intoxicated.
Right.
Here's 5 I would say you should watch before you give up on this whole thing.
Okay, so you
Like,
want
so
a
top 5.
You want a top 5.
But it's got to be top 5 that a noob with no background could watch, because from what I understand from my friends who watch it is that that those movies do just kind of keep going. So you can jump into one and it doesn't do a good job telling you what's going on.
You
could be lost.
You would have more questions than you would have answers with anything.
Yeah, right. On some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Not so much the earlier ones, but as you start getting to the later parts, you'd be like, who's that? And why is this happening? Especially if you were to go to the Infinity Stones, that's a whole thing in itself. That's a whole timeline in itself. So
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna look at it, you'd probably want to go with Iron Man, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then Civil War. Those ones you could probably watch by themselves and kind of be separated out from the other ones and not feel too lost watching them. And they're probably the best ones in the series.
yeah, and if you were to, is what Ryan said, probably, it's kind of weird, but even Black Widow is probably kind of an outsider of that a little bit. And then maybe even Eternals, or no, not Eternals, maybe like Shang-Chi, maybe would probably be a good one that doesn't really kind of correlate with everything else that's happened before. It's a beginning thing. So I guess those are probably some of your good top 5s right there. If you said, give me 5 MCU movies that I can watch and not have the least amount of questions, that's probably your best bet right there.
Well, he said
That are
Marvel
good.
movies. He said Marvel movies.
Yeah, I
He
said
didn't
Marvel.
exactly say MCU movies. So I was thinking he should
Yeah,
watch
it can be just
Iron
Marvel.
Man 1,
Okay.
X-Men 2, and it's not an MCU
And that
movie.
you don't need to know anything about it?
I don't know. It's just a good story.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you need?
Actually, you know what? If you're gonna, I wouldn't go. I would go X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would go when they're younger and they're getting their powers and they're getting to the school for the gifted. I think that's probably a good start.
Then you should watch Blade. If we're gonna
I saw Blade. I didn't know Blade. Okay,
Okay.
I've seen Blade. You're talking about the one with Wesley Snipes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I saw that when I was in high school, I think, right? It's that old?
Came out in
Or
98.
college?
98 is when it came out.
Yeah, then college. Yeah, I saw it when I was in college. So Iron Man is actually good, even though it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. He does a good job.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was like when he was like, that was after he got his acting gear, I think, right? Like that was the movie that helped relaunch his career or something like that, right? Because he was a mess for the longest time. Then he did something, and I think it was that movie, right?
Blade is excellent. Oh, Joe, let me send you the link again.
No, Blade is fantastic. Blade is great.
Blade has one of the greatest
it.
opening scenes in a movie in a
It
club.
does.
Not so much 2 and 3, but the Blade was. I really enjoyed
It
it.
actually,
I think I have probably
off
7 or 8
stream,
versions of that movie.
off stream, I'll have to tell you guys why Blade reminds me of my father.
Hey,
It ties
Zohar,
into earlier.
it's crazy they never did another Back to the Future movie. Was that a Robert Zemeckis thing or
That was a
the
Spielberg
studio?
thing. That was a Steven Spielberg thing.
What? Oh man, it's so sad they never did another Back to the Future movie.
No, it's not. It's perfectly fine.
No,
Well,
it's
they could-
perfect. So leave it as is.
Well,
You're just going to
I
get
don't
one of those
know.
Indiana Jones movies that nobody wants to see, or
Yeah,
that they
it
wish didn't
Could be
exist.
true. But they're gonna do another Goonies movie. Is that gonna suck?
Yep.
You're already like
Yeah,
determined. that-
that's true.
Yep.
It'll be bad.
Yep. It's gonna be bad.
The problem is, how do you do a Goonies movie with the purpose of the entire thing was it was a bunch of kids that went on an adventure. So
it's gonna be. Is it gonna?
So
be
they can't
all
have
of-
kids go on another adventure.
It's gonna
How-
be their kids that are going on an adventure now.
Well, and the only one I've seen that they've talked that has been like, yeah, bring me back is the guy that played the older Fratelli brother.
No, Corey Feldman would get back in there. He's not making a whole lot of money on.
Well, he wants to
right
be
now.
your comeback kid. So
Yeah, he'll be totally part of that.
He's
whole
the
thing.
definition of Atari, right?
You did
No.
see my post that they're all coming to Rose.
They're
City.
not all coming.
Not
That's-
all, but
I don't have
it's
the
them.
image, but yeah, no.
It's on the Discord.
There's a couple of the actors are too Hollywood now for
well, Brolin has said in many interviews he hates that movie. So I don't think Josh Brolin would ever be associated with it.
No.
But then Short Round or Data, whatever. What's that guy's name? But he's not going to come.
Well, I mean,
He's too big now. He
won
big.
an Oscar. Jeez.
I don't see.
So what
Corey
else is he
Feldman winning
doing?
an Oscar anytime soon.
What else is he doing though?
Kehu Kwan.
Yeah, he's the definition of Atari. I don't know. They could still add some people to that photo or that group photo or that whatever it is, a panel. So we'll see.
Okay, you guys got to send me in Discord. Pop up that list of top 5 Marvel movies that you can watch, being relatively unaware of Marvel, and then I'm gonna try to give some of them a crack.
Okay.
I think they're all on Disney Plus. It looks like, so I'll have to subscribe to that.
Yeah, every one of them is on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Oh, The Burbs was good.
The Burbs, Tom Hanks.
Yep.
They never did a sequel of The Burbs.
They are doing a TV show sequel.
Uh-oh. That's going to be bad.
Which that's another one of those that doesn't make any sense because the Burbs was you had this cast of characters that were so nosy they were in everybody's business, and then it's like, oh look, there's this new family that's not coming and joining the community, so they've obviously burying bodies in the backyard.
Wait, why can Atari make a comeback but the Burbs can't? See my point?
Well, I mean, if you're going to do a TV series about the Burbs, you got to have that eclectic group of people that are just absolutely insane. And who wants to sit there and watch a movie or a TV show about a bunch of Karens? I don't know.
I would say my wife watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or all those shows or whatever.
Well, there you go. You just make it a reality show, The Burbs.
Whoa.
You don't need to actually write it. Just go to a cul-de-sac and find people who are at each other's throats. And
I was going to say some of your neighbors are kind of interesting. We won't throw them under the bus. I want a remake with Weird Science. Yeah, I don't. Be interesting.
I actually got my photo. I got a photo with Kelly LeBrock a few years ago, I believe. Let me double check. But I got Weird Science.
Oh, Joe Cade, I'm going to go with probably Data from Goonies on that one.
Yeah. Kelly LeBrock.
Oh, wow. Wow. I don't even remember that.
from Weird
Yeah.
Science. We
Crazy.
did that one at Comic Con one year. Yeah.
You'd have new actors in it, right? Had to.
Yeah, you would have to definitely do new.
Oh, before we go, I do have. Did you guys? First of all, congratulations, Chris. You're now a Lego YouTuber. Right?
Apparently, yes, I am.
So I wanted your. Did you guys see the new Lord of the Rings set?
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I
Lord
like
of the
that.
Rings, the Shire.
How many pieces?
I think I have it here. It is 2017 pieces.
Okay.
$199.99 coming out April 1st.
That's not too bad.
Lord of the Rings.
Looks like there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all.
Mm-mm.
2017
Chris, I'm waiting
pieces, that
for you
should
to
keep you
get
busy.
I want Chris to get the Deku tree so he can build that. Damn it.
Don't you have the Deku tree?
Man, when am I going to have time to build that, and where am I going to put it?
I don't have any place to build put these things. I build them, and then I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where.
You run out of space real fast.
Yeah.
Take them apart, put them back in the box, and then rebuild them again some other day, right?
It's like today I almost bought I'd seen the Bandai Namco Pac-Man Lego. It's $169.
Was that the arcade machine?
Yeah.
How much was it?
$169 at Target.
Oh, that's on sale, isn't it?
I think if you maybe Joe Cade bought one. I saw he did a video on it, but
I think it's usually like $220. I think.
I
wonder if Joe Cade has the Atari Lego set.
He does. That's what I was just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were talking about the Pac-Man still.
Oh no. Yeah. He has the Pac-Man. Excuse me. I don't know if he has the Atari Lego set.
Okay.
But anyway, if he's he probably went to sleep.
Oh, G-Force guy, the Lego Mario Yoshi was 15 bags. And once I started, it was 3 hours straight. I didn't stop. Put the stupid thing together. And then
it's cool.
I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And I put up a little video, and it's got like almost 4,000 views now.
Now G-Force guy would tell you to take it down, throw it down some stairs, and you'd really get some views, right?
No,
right?
I put it at the bottom of the stairs, and then I throw down the homeless people onto it. And
Joe says he has the Atari Lego set too. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it comes with 4 cartridges. I think mini cartridges, which I think the Game Boy one's going to come out with one too. They would be smart to do that and have a Tetris cartridge with it.
Oh yeah, it's got to come with Tetris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. We all gotta get that anyway. All right, I'm not. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings guy, but I know there's people out there that are. So I just wanted to share that real quick.
I'm not, but I still think it's cool. Like I still think that set is cool.
My brother-in-law is from New Zealand, so I wonder if this would.
He can go there anytime.
He's been there. Yeah. Anyway,
he can go to the Shire.
All right. Any final thoughts before we let you guys go? Before Dathan gets picked up by security here?
Yeah, I think he was just out here just a second ago. So he's right around the corner. Final thoughts. I don't have anything. I will post stuff in the Discord.
Yeah, what's the plan for tomorrow?
I have no plan tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to go watch the Serenity screening in the afternoon, which I'm looking forward to.
What about the lady from? I can't remember her name.
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
If you're going to keep the joke going, you got to remember the name.
Zohar, are you a fan of Denise Richards?
That's not a thing. It never has been. It never was. It was manifested out of thin air by Travis, which I don't
No, I
know
don't think
how
so.
it started.
How much is it? How much did it cost to go get her autograph or a photo?
I don't know, probably like $60, $80 or something like that.
You don't need to pay.
Did you have to pay to get a picture with the Wolverine guy?
No, that was part of the autograph thing.
Which is, I want to share it again here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thor says, I love Lego, but I already have a wish list longer than I can afford and a backlog to match it. I really need to pick up the Apollo rover before it retires. Oh, and Zohar says she's okay. Okay. All right. You're not into her? All right. Maybe we shouldn't be.
You gotta go to
Adam
Fats Chicken
Nimoy?
and Waffles. That's where you should
what?
go, Dathan.
Do what
Fats
now?
Chicken and go to Fats Chicken and Waffles. Get yourself some breakfast.
No, you need to go to Dick's.
No, we're gonna go to
Dick's Drive-In.
Biscuit Bitch tomorrow.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
That's,
close to you.
Yeah, it's really popular. I think it's 4 blocks down south, so I think we're gonna go there tomorrow morning.
Yeah. That's close.
Yeah.
Is the wife there
Well,
with
that's
you?
cool.
Yeah, she's upstairs. I think she's watching a movie or on her phone or doing something, or whatever.
Okay.
Watching Karens on TV.
Probably.
It's what they all do.
Yeah.
She's gone downhill quite a bit. Has she? I think she's in one of these.
Oh, what about Dina Meyer? Did you get your picture with her?
I did not. I did no such thing.
No, I guess if we're going to do the Starship Troopers women, might as well do Dina Meyer.
Dina Meyer was also in a Star Trek movie. Did you know that?
Which one was she in?
She was in Star Trek Nemesis. She was a Romulan.
Okay. Because she was also Barbara Gordon in Birds of Prey.
Oh, never watched that.
I slightly remember it, but I don't know if I watched it.
Well, anyway. Okay. She's all right looking. Oh, he really likes her.
He'd probably throw a couple of homeless people downstairs and record that for her, right?
Maybe.
For the views.
Yeah, you got to do it for the views, right? All right. All right. That's all I got. Travis, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Okay, we had a good discussion tonight. We got Joe under Joe Cade's skin a little bit, so Dathan really lit a fire under him, and I apologize to Joe Cade for Dathan the way he acted, but
The only guy on the panel that actually agreed with everything that Joe said. Yeah, that was me.
Well, except you didn't go as far as to say that ET was a great game.
I think Joe and I see eye to eye pretty much on the Atari thing from beginning to end here.
Okay, so that's really cool to hear that you're gonna sell your NES collection and start collecting Atari.
I mean, who knows? You
You guys.
I've said it
actually,
before.
Dathan has kind of said that you may be done with the Nintendo stuff.
You know, I've seen it. I've said this a bunch of times that when people get close to finishing it, when they get to like
you give up.
15, 20 games left, they get rid of it. So I'll when I get to that point, you know, who knows what's going to happen?
Yep.
I don't know.
Could be. Good point.
So stupid. I hate this one.
All right, Dathan. I'm sorry. Whoa, let's hold it. All right. All right, that's all I got, you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone in the chat. Joe Cade, thank you for coming on, bro. J Rod, GeForce Guy, Thor KC.
We had Meatball earlier.
Meatball.
He's in bed.
Some guy named NES Gaming Legend. Adam Scheitz. You guys rule. thanks so much. And Alikrian was in a little bit.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming on, guys. We'll see you guys next week. And getting some more trouble. Don't have security arrest you, Dathan. And
I think I'm in the clear. I think once we're done, I'm gonna head back. I think so.
And I'm gonna go see Mickey 17 and the Rule of Ginny Pin this weekend. So
I'm gonna do a review on your channel.
I'll put up some videos there. So if you guys are kind of on the fence on whether or not there's something you want to see, I'll have something up you can see.
Everyone go subscribe to Ace of Jack's Media Grounds because he is on a subscriber roll right now. He's on a hot streak.
Yep, I'm now working towards my next goal of 420.
Okay.
I hit my goal of 69 subscribers, so now new goal is 420.
I don't get that joke.
I don't think many people do.
Just grow up.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Well.